And usually at this part of the show, I go through this whole thing. I try to get out of the way of what people think what celebrity people think I look like. Because it's changed a lot over the last 10 years. But something happened 2 weeks ago that's changed this whole fucking joke, and it's pissed me off. But I'm gonna tell you the story. 10 years ago, everybody's like, oh, you look like Tim Tebow. That was when I was in shape, okay? So we'll just get that out of the way. Not there anymore. Let's move on. Right after that, it moved to, hey, you look like Alec Baldwin. Okay, that's fine. One lady was like, you look like a fat Alec Baldwin. I'm like, that's the same fucking guy. But then everybody started telling me I look like somebody else, which is fine. People will be like, oh, you look just like him. But 2 weeks ago, shit changed because I was in Gatlinburg at my favorite little dive spot bar, drinking by myself, and one other couple from Massachusetts. That was it. Very nice couple. And my friends in the back, they know what bar I'm talking about. We sit at this bar in Gatlinburg. And it's me on this one side and this one couple from Massachusetts. We're talking the whole time. We're the only people in the bar. And during this conversation, the bartender asked me, she's like, Alex, do you have any shows coming up? Are you going back on tour? Blah, blah, blah. And so this couple is listening. And I know that they're kind of looking at me funny, but I didn't even think about it. So I leave the bar, I tell them bye, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. I'm walking down the strip in Gatlinburg. 5 minutes later, I get a phone call from the bar, and I'm like, shit, I forgot to pay my tab. Which I do that a lot. And she's like, oh my God, you're not gonna believe what just happened. I was like, what? She goes, as soon as you got up, walked out the door, the woman from Massachusetts turns to me and goes, oh my God, please tell us we just drank beer with the lead singer from Rascal Flatts. I was like, wait, she didn't think I looked like him? She thought I was him? She's like, oh yeah, no. And she's like, I tried to tell them, but they cut me off, and they're like, yeah, we were taking his picture when he wasn't looking. We took like 30 pictures, sent it to everybody we know in Boston,
oh my God.
And they all agreed, yeah, that's Rascal Flatts, that's him. I was like, shit. I was like, so did you tell him I wasn't him? She's like, I tried to. I was like, no, he's a comedian, and he's going on tour. And they're like, oh yeah, no, that's a front. No, he's faking it. His name's Alex, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, really? They think the lead singer of Rascal Flatts comes to Gatlinburg on a Tuesday and hangs out at this shit bar by himself? And I was like, are they still there? And she's like, matter of fact, they just ordered a drink. And I was like, I think we need to play a prank on some tourists tonight here. I was like, I'll be right back. I said, all I need you to do is leave the front door of the restaurant open. She's like, all right, I got you. So I turned around. I'm walking back, and I see one of my friends, and I was like, hey, you want to go fuck with some tourists? He's like, yeah, I'm in. Because if you say fuck with tourists, we're always in. And so we're walking. I tell him, I was like, this is all you need to do. So we get back to the bar. He stands in the doorway where the door's open. The couple's right there at the bar. I stand like 5 feet away from him in the window to where they can see me. And I can see him perk up a little bit, and they're like, shit, Rascal Flatts is back. He's back. I see him. He's in the window. And then you can see him talking to each other. She's like, no, that's him. And so my friend starts doing what I told him to. He starts going, come on, Gary, just do it once. Just one time. I'm like, no, man, I'm not doing it. I got to go on tour. I got to save my voice. He's like, no, Gary, just do it. And just goes back and forth like a minute. And then finally I was like, I set out on the narrow way. And I'm singing this, and I'm like, shit, this is really bad. If they believe this, they are dumb as shit. And so I start singing Rascal Flatts. And I look in the window, and the woman slams. She's like, I knew it. I knew that was him. She starts running out. I'd already had an exit plan. I ran around, I took off, disappeared. So she never got to see me. And I know it was like a ghost. And so 3 hours later, I see my friend at a different bar, because that's what I do. This is my life. And I was like, hey, how did it go with the people? He's like, oh, well, they came out, and they're like, where did he go? Where did he go? And he's like, who? And they were like, the lead singer of Rascal Flatts. He's like, oh, him. And I was like, they're like, yeah. And he's like, he's really shy. He doesn't like to talk to people. They're like, but he left you this note. And so I signed a note that said, hey, nice to meet you guys. See you in Boston, Gary. And then I put an RF under it because I was like, I don't know how the fuck he signs this shit. So I was like, all right, RF. My friend goes, she immediately pulled out her phone and started looking up ticket sales for Rascal Flatts in Boston. I'm like, oh shit, I may have taken this one too far. But okay.